Welcome to a Land Rover guide to the Land Cruiser.
Cooling system I'm going to talk about in a different video, but this fan cowling is great because you can take this off with these big bolts. You can take it off without having to take off the top hose. On a 300 TDI you've got to take this out to be able to get the fan cowling out. The viscous fan down there and the belts, this uses V belts, serpentine belts, instead of V belts instead of the serpentine ribbed belts that 300 TDI uses. I'm not too fussed either way, but this one probably is more typical on cars. It's likely more going to get better friction because it will grip into the V-shaped pulleys. What I do like though is for the alternator belt here, they've actually got two. So rather than having one fat fan belt, they've got two here. In case one snaps, you've still got the other one. That's brilliant from a reliability point of view. Also at the front of the engine, we've got the timing belt cover. This is also amazing. It's just, I think it's 6 bolts, take that off, and you've got access to the timing belt right there. You don't have to do anything else. You can see the timing belt. It's just the 6 bolts. There's the cover. It's got the gasket around there, so it's watertight. I had to move the power steering out of the way. But there we go. There's a timing belt, easy to get access to. And it's got an automatic tensioner on there, so don't really have to faff around with tension and what have you. Yeah, very easy to get access to and to check the condition of. The 300 TDI, it's directly from the crankshaft up to the camshaft over to the injection pump, so you've got 3 pulleys. Whereas this, they've made the crank and the injection pump pulley directly connected with cogs, and they're very reliable. I think they run in oil behind there where the engine oil pump is. So the timing belt here is just timing up the camshaft to the injection pump. Looking at this a bit more closely, it looks like there's a split by design in the timing, the back cover of the case. Now, what that probably means is that, to get the water pump out, you need to take this off. What that means is to be able to do that job, you probably only have to take the top half off, which is one sprocket, as opposed to what would probably happen with Land Rovers. You'd have to take the whole thing off. You'd have to take the tensioner and the sprocket here off to do the whole thing. So that's just some really good thinking, forward thinking, to say that if you want to do this, let's try and make it as easy as possible. Just break this into 2 halves and then it's sealed with silicone. So this is amazing for a service item. To be able to just easily access it is unbelievable. And you don't have to take the radiator out and you can still see what you're doing. On a Land Rover it's a nightmare. You've got to take all of this off, you've got to take the fan off, you've got to undo probably 12 bolts around the side, undo the crank nut, which is the most ridiculous thing to get undone, take the crank pulley off, and then you can get the cover off, and then you can look at the timing. Engine fill cap's pretty standard. This one's an actual screw, same sort of place. No benefit on that really. Power steering reservoir, it's a bit of a funny position. It's right next to the engine, but it's pretty easy, and this seems pretty solid. They don't tend to leak, I don't think, because it screws down really nicely, whereas the 300 TDI, the ZF one, tends to leak quite a lot from the breather and just around in the area. Same thing with the hoses, just really easily clampable hoses rather than having the hose clamps that Land Rover have. I would tend to think of these as an upgrade actually, and probably would think about retrofitting them to Land Rover as an upgrade. Glow plugs are all in here. I'm not too sure about this because this presumably is a live bar that is just sort of sat there around the engine, where the 300 TDI has got insulated cables that go to the glow plug. So, and they've got better access. This one, you've got to take this crossover chamber off to get to some of the glow plugs. So Land Rover wins on that one. Same with the injectors. The injectors are a bit trickier to get access to. And this piping is like spaghetti junction, this piping of the injection pipes. So you've got to take the manifold off pretty much, I think, to get access to all the injection pipes. So that's a win for Land Rover as well, easily getting access to the fuel system here.
Click here to go to the next video. Right here. That's where the button is. Right there.